welcome to the show. My name is Rose Blossom. You can join us live on Facebook and on YouTube at Galaxy TV News. And remember, we have other YouTube channels at Galaxy TV Entertainment, Galaxy TV Vibes, Galaxy TV Comedy. The comedy is where you have every funny moment, every skits, comedians, trying to crap your reeds and, making you happy. And also we have the TV Vibes where we have every event across the country, the red carpet moments, and it's always interesting. Also, we have TV News where we have the news and entertainment. We have all the stories from entertainment in. And of course, we have other channels which you can actually follow on Facebook and on Twitter and on Instagram. So you're welcome to the show. Usually we'll go for a tip before we start the program proper, but this time around we'll not be going for a tip. I want to introduce my guest first, and of course we'll be making a call to her, because unfortunately she was supposed to be in the studio, but she got a last minute call to the office, so we had to improvise, because she really needs to be the person to talk about this topic. And what we're talking about today is, how can a woman handle infidelity from a man? Trust me, it's a whole new ball game. Sometimes they'll say the men cannot chew what they give out. A man can cheat, and they say because a man is polygamous in nature and a woman is supposed to understand. But this time around, we want to know how we women can deal with an infidelity of a man. But anyways, like I said, today we have an amazing guest. Her name is Tolulokwe Omobowoje. She's the head chef of Fruity and Juicy. She is a pharmaceutical microbiologist. She is a woman empowerment advocate. Also, she is a speaker, and I'm sure she said very soon she'll be one of the writers, people that write things. And she has she's the founder of Incubator, where she tries to empower women, talk to women, educate them, and make them believe that they are the better version of themselves, or they could be the better version of themselves. So yes, let's quickly take a short break, and when we come back, we'll be taking a tip before we get talking with our guests. Let's take the short break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Six safety tips on cooking gas. Cooking gas is an essential energy source used by millions of households around the world. While it provides convenience and efficiency in the kitchen, it is important to prioritize safety when using cooking gas to prevent accidents and potential hazards. By following some simple safety tips, you can ensure a secure cooking environment for yourself and your loved ones. Tips for safety on cooking gas. Proper ventilation. When using cooking gas, ensure that the kitchen has adequate ventilation. Good ventilation helps to dissipate any gas leaks and prevent the accumulation of dangerous fumes. Open windows, use exhaust fans, or install a range hood to facilitate proper airflow. Regular maintenance. Get your gas appliances, including stoves, ovens, and cylinders, inspected and maintained regularly by a professional. This helps to identify and address any potential issues such as leaks, faulty connections, or worn-out parts that could lead to gas-related accidents. Check for gas leaks. Gas leaks are a major safety concern. To detect leaks, apply a solution of soapy water to the gas cylinder, regulator, and connections. If you notice bubbles forming, it indicates a leak. In such cases, turn off the gas supply immediately. Open windows for ventilation and contact a professional gas service provider to fix the problem. Store gas cylinders properly. Gas cylinders should be stored in a well-ventilated area away from direct sunlight, heat sources, and flammable materials. Keep them in an upright position and secure them with a safety strap or chain to prevent accidental tipping. Safe cylinder handling. When handling gas cylinders, always ensure proper lifting techniques. Avoid dragging or rolling cylinders, as this can cause damage to the valves and increase the risk of leaks. Never attempt to repair a damaged cylinder yourself. Instead, seek professional assistance. Fire safety precautions. Keep a fire extinguisher within reach in the kitchen and learn how to use it effectively. In case of a fire, turn off the gas supply, evacuate the area, and contact the fire department immediately. Proper cooking practices. While cooking, never leave the stove unattended. Avoid using loose or flammable clothing that could accidentally catch fire. Keep flammable objects like cartons, paper towels, and plastic utensils away from the stove. And more importantly, teach family members and be prepared for emergencies always.
All right, welcome back. You're still watching Women's Corner, and of course, that's a tip for cooking, because I know this period, if you have been rushing the cooking, you're at home, it's holiday period, and definitely you're doing a lot of cooking today. So that's something that every woman should be very careful of when you're using cooking gas. It's even more elaborate than that, but you know, we're just giving tips that will work for you better. Okay, we have Tolulope Omoboji, as I said, and we'll be talking about how to deal with infidelity as a woman. You know, when you get an infidelity from a man, you know, how can you deal with it? And I think we're going to put an extension to it on a woman who, you know, is, an infidel to, you know, causing a whole lot in the marriage. But we'll first take it from the angle of a man. How can a woman handle it when a man is bringing that to the home? Okay, so, hi, Tolulope, good morning.
Hi, good morning, brother. Thank you so much again for having me. I'm always excited to be here. Thank you. Thank you for the honor.
Thank you so much for creating time despite the holidays. It's good to have you. So yes, my first question, as usual, I always have this first intriguing questions that tend to breed a lot of questions and talks. That is, why is it that a lot of men tend to, how do I put it? They can't handle it. Actually, they can never, I don't think they can, and never will they be able to handle when a woman is cheating, when she's, being dishonest in a relationship. That is cheating, basically. Let's put it as cheating. They can't handle it. But when a woman, when a man cheats, or, causing a lot of issues in the home, a woman is meant to keep the home front, still be standard, because the excuse is men are polygamous in nature, and she should keep the home. And you see a lot of women, veterans, people who have built their home over the years. You see they're celebrating 30-something years anniversary, 40-something years anniversary in marriage, and they will tell you, nothing will make me leave my husband even though he cheats. So I want to ask, how can a woman truly, really handle infidelity coming from a man? Is there a way around it, or should we just embrace it because, like I said, they are polygamous in nature? So please, over to you.
All right, thank you very much for this question. So we have found ourselves in a world system that sponsors a lot of heals for men. Of course, we understand it's the patriarchal system, but the honest truth is it a healthy system? The system we're operating at home, in our marriages, in our relationships, is it ultimately a healthy system? Because I've heard it over and over, say, men are polygamous. As many or as much as men are polygamous, we still have men who put the safety of their marriage and relationships forward.
Okay.
I always say something. If you're going to make a choice, if you're going to do something, if you're going to make a decision, the most important thing to consider about that action, that decision, is the safety of it, the lasting impact of it. So people cheat, men cheat, women cheat, and there are different reasons why they cheat. But the conclusion of it all is there's no excusable reason for cheating. Our mothers, long before now and all of that, they've endured
a whole lot.
A lot in their marriages.
Yeah.
And then, so because it's been an enduring system from the very beginning. And so there's this push. They are trying to, continue to push it into every generation. And it's like, our mothers stayed in their marriages. They nurtured their children. But those mothers, were they emotionally stable? Were they ultimately saved in their marriage? Were they happy? But let's also understand that relationships or marriages where we find infidelity happening, there's this conclusion, there's this idea, there's this understanding that the other one person is cheating because the marriage is not ultimately happy.
Okay.
There are some happy marriages that infidelity still creeps into.
True.
Because infidelity happens for many different reasons, like I've said. And then I am of this opinion that cheating, infidelity is a choice. It's not a mistake. But there's a way you can softly find yourself in infidelity. That is a mistake.
Oh, how can that be?
Okay. So we have the power of choice.
Okay.
So it is a mistake that happened, but you chose to make that mistake.
Okay.
You didn't intend to get there. But every choice, every decision you made from the very beginning led you up to that mistake.
Sure.
So it still ends up, whether it's a mistake or not, it's still a choice. You made that choice.
Right.
So every woman needs to understand that if you're in a situation where your husband or your partner is unfaithful, first of all, for you to be able to deal with the trauma, the dishonesty, the pain, the resentment, the bitterness and anger that comes with it, you need to first be able to ascertain that you are not the reason for his infidelity.
Sure.
The moment that you put yourself in the forefront of his action, it will even be more overwhelming for you. So to deal with infidelity as a woman, you need to process, you need to understand that it is beyond me. It's not necessarily what I am doing or what I'm not doing in this relationship. It's not necessarily how I'm meeting up to standards or how I'm loving or how I'm caring or how supportive I am. It is first that man's problem. So when we now, but the other step is as you begin to, dive deeply into the peculiarity of your relationship, there may now be one or two, things that could have, encouraged your partner's decision to cheat on you.
Okay, so I want to ask now, like you said, there are a lot of reasons why people tend to cheat. Not people, why men tend to cheat. There are so many reasons, and everybody has, they've always come with different excuses, permit me to say, why they cheat. I want to ask, I know you've spoken to a lot of women and young girls, and invariably you'll be able to at least say for a fact one or two things are the major reasons why men cheat. Because trust me, I believe that when you know where the problem lies, then it's easy. You're like one step to the solution. So what are the few ones, maybe one or two or three reasons why men tend to cheat in relationship or marriage, however it is?
All right, thank you very much. So one, from my experience with people in church, out there, women generally that have come to me, and even my own experience, the major reason, the number one reason that why men cheat is because they feel like they've settled. They are probably not with the person that they really want.
Oh,
yes,
that's new.
You are ultimately not their choice.
Wait, let's backtrack a little bit. Wait, you're trying to say men always make the wrong choice most times, let's use that word, most times make the wrong choice of the woman they settle with rather than pick the one they really desire?
Not most men. Not most men. But in certain situations, even we women do that. A lot of the time, if you're to assess 100% of relationship that obtained,
Okay.
you will find out that many of them were not ready to go into that marriage when they went into that marriage.
Okay.
Either the timing wasn't right, either there is an underlayer of some sentimental issues, or either it was a choice of exploiting opportunities. I was talking to some people recently, and I was telling them that let's be real with ourselves. Everybody, one way or another, is a gold digger. You are making your choice to settle with that person is born out of the picture you're trying to create for your future. This man, this woman, is there a potential match for that future that I want to create? Is it going to be, in the long run, worth my investment of love and time and support? So there are a lot of relationships that have gone into not because of love, or not because of love, but is this person going to suit my future? Are we going to be able to build together? Can he afford me certain opportunities? So at the end of the day, people are settling. Either because, this person has this connection. She has this courage. She has this personality.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I mean by settling. And then you find some relationships that they wanted to be in that relationship at that time, but marriage wasn't supposed to be the next thing. But for some reason or the other, they moved into marriage. And then it begins to unearth a lot of, regrets.
Okay.
A higher percent, there are a lot of marriages outside that they ended up getting married when they got married. Not like they didn't have a plan to be married to that person. But maybe they just see they were not ready. Certain things were not available yet. So, or they got pregnant. And so, because we were pregnant now, we need to get married. There are a lot of such cases. There are just a lot. And then also for women, this guy is ready for me now. This person that I love is not financially ready yet.
Okay.
These are things that are okay.
Okay, so I really want you to expatiate on that part where you said most men, because I think when you mentioned that word, I think that is one of the major reasons why men cheat. Because I don't think it's normal for someone to say, you take your home, you take your wife, you take your kids, you take what you're building, what you've started building as a relationship that builds into marriage, and you describe it as, I can't be eating egusi soup every day. Like, come on. I just feel there's a problem. First of all, such a man, when I hear a man say that, I know there's a problem. I want to know his background. I want to know what went wrong in his relationship, or his parents, or, his first love. What happened to him? Because you cannot take such huge investment of your life and put as an example of soup that you want to taste other soup. It just makes no absolute sense. But anyway, so let's go deeper into what you said, is the fact that a lot of men it's more like they tend to marry who they feel they need or want. I don't know how to put it now. Is it that they marry who they need rather than marry who they want, or they marry who they want rather than who they need? I don't know. Is it possible to put it in that phrase?
Okay. So I think the desire is about the need.
Okay.
You hear them say, I want a woman who will give me peace. And the expression of that is a simple woman who will take all their nonsense, who won't question, while they also still want to go after that one that will be their what's it called now? Their trophy, the one they will, revere.
Trophy wife.
And so much so that you understand.
Okay.
So there's a place of the need, and then there's a place of the want.
Okay.
And then, in all honesty, a woman can be your need and your want. One woman can be your need and your
true.
want.
Very true.
That happens a lot. And then some men are really quite fortunate. They have good character. They've been raised well. My husband and I were discussing recently, and he said, every one of us, what we become particularly who we become in our married life, is an offshoot of what we have seen our parents be. So many men probably grew up in a home where polygamy was the norm, or grew up in a home where daddy will bring different women, and the mother had become so subservient that she just had to agree, and just be there. The truth is, men saying my mother stayed when my father was not even being good to have, my mother stayed. So many mothers, so many women also left in those years. Some mothers couldn't take that their polygamy and left. Some mothers of old couldn't take the cheating and they left. While some stayed for reasons best known to them.
Right.
But the reason why we think these days women are quick to move out of their marriages or standards have become too high is because there's social media. So now the information is everywhere. It's been a long time thing. So if you staying in an infidel, you remaining in a marriage that you're having so many words and hurts, it's your choice, ultimately your choice. The reason why a lot of women stay in their marriages is personal.
Okay.
I know people who are wealthy. I know women who are comfortable, who are supposedly even the support system, the major support system of that marriage, but they remain. And so I want us to also understand that there is no perfect marriage. Those marriages that are celebrating 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, is not void of some form of failures and disappointment, but a place of forgiveness. So, in all honesty, infidelity is not unforgivable.
Okay. Okay, yes, I got what you just said. Thank you very, very much for that one. Okay, we're still talking about this, but let's quickly check one of the amazing delicacies. Wow, this is pretty deep. I'm having a lot of thoughts right now. But anyways, let's quickly go for a break and, go for a tip just to digest all of this in, because this is another angle to this infidelity thing. And trust me, we can't talk about it enough. We just have to keep talking about it, educating ourselves and know where the problem is so that we are one step towards the solution. So let's quickly go for a break here and let's take a tip. This is a foriro done by actually yours truly, Tolu Lokwe. She actually prepared that and she gave us a tip. So let's quickly go for a break here. Let's have a tip on how to prepare a foriro. And we'll be right back to continue talking about how a woman can handle or deal with infidelity from a man with Tolu Lokwe from Mobile J. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
As I show you how to make tasty eforiro that maintains its natural green leafy color and crunchiness, and eforiro that does not go sour so quickly. So there are many methods to making the vegetable. So today, having carefully and neatly washed our veggies, we're going to turn into a pan and steam on low heat. We don't want to lose the crunchiness and the color, and we don't want to lose so much nutrient. So having steamed this for a bit at your preferred choice, we're going to transfer into running water. This is to enable it stop steaming so it doesn't become too tender. We turn in our palm oil into the pan, add our locust beans, and here we are squeezing out the vegetables into a clean sieve. To our pepper mix, we're going to add all our proteins, our smoked fish and all of that. I like to do this because it keeps intact the flavor of all the proteins and improves the taste of my foriro, rather than cooking them in separate spaces and then turning into the pepper mix. Everything comes together and gives a natural good flavor and aroma. So we add crayfish, lots of crayfish. Crayfish is good flavor, and the seasoning. Then we stir for a bit and allow it to cook. Afterwards, we had other proteins that were not earlier added. You're allowed to cook, and yay, it's almost time to add in our leafy green vegetables. Just look at that busting green color, even after steaming. Yeah. So this also helps to keep in most of the nutrients intact, as opposed to when we soak in hot water where it loses most of its nutrients. So we stir, 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 good stir, yes. Also, in order for the vegetable to maintain freshness for a long time, a lot of palm oil is required. We have reduced the water content of the vegetable, having steamed it, and then the palm oil absorbs whatever water content that may be left, and so that allows to keep it for a longer time. So I hope you try this and you pair with whatever swallow of your choice. Hi, my name is Tolilokwe Omoboche. I'm the head chef, First Fruity and Juicy Chops and Kitchen. Our IG page is First Fruity and Juicy _ Chops. Our Facebook page is Fruity and Juicy.
All right, welcome back. You're still watching Women's Corner, and of course, that's from Tolu Lokwe Amomboje. Our guest, who of course is the head chef of Fruity and Juicy on Facebook and on Instagram. That is her page. So yes, you can follow up and give her the contact. We're here to empower women and support women. Okay, so Tolu Lokwe, we're still talking about how women can handle infidelity. Coming from a man. So, well, you've told us some of the things that has made men marry maybe wrongly. So if you're to advise the men now in the solution part, before we talk about women handling it, for the solution part, what do you think a man should do when he has to settle down? Take, for example, like you said, if I want to put it in plain terms, is let's take, for example, a man that likes a woman who is maybe his kind of person is he likes someone who is an indoor person who always likes to be in the house, because he's also one who stays in the house. He doesn't want a woman that takes him out. He does not like this public display of affection, and so obviously the woman too, he thinks he needs is a woman who doesn't like it also. So it will just be a 2-2 thing. Yeah, more reserved person. And whereas there's this other man who also likes a woman who, when they're outside, they're doing the PDA, they are going out, might not necessarily being, everywhere partying or something. They just walk out, hold hands, do all the kisses on the road, show people that, oh, this is my woman, and the woman is, this is my man. A man loves that. But unfortunately, like you said, most men would always say, I want peace. So they know that a woman who shows all that kind of love, a PDA woman, definitely must be a sanguine who is very outspoken and spontaneous. And he has looked at probably all of the pluses and minuses and like, no, if I marry this girl, I won't be able to tame, I won't be able to control, I won't be able to sit her down. So he will probably go for someone who is more quiet, who is more reserved, who is more, please do not question my authority, and she listens. And on the other hand, the man who is very quiet ends up marrying someone who is outgoing because he wants peace in the house. So he doesn't want a woman that is probably at home doing nothing. It probably icks him or irritates him. So he wants a woman who is outgoing, who is going for parties while he's just home attending to the children. He's okay. Now, if you also advise such a man, do you think they actually made the right choices of partner? Or I think their partner should have been switched.
Okay, so ultimately, it's best for us to just go with what you think will, in the long run, enhance and enable your life.
Okay.
Because men want to eat their cake and have it. And then the society encourages them. But after all, you're the man. You can get anything you want. And you can get away with it. For high value men of quality character, men who aren't selfish, men who understand the weight and the commitment of their leadership, would do better. And God's so good. I think the few quality good men out there, they are also trying to, there's information out there. They're trying to export as much information, to let men understand the power that they will and how they need to use it correctly to build, their families and nurture the future. That they are intentionally trying to put a stoppage to all the long damage that this patriarchy system has created. So for you as a man who wants to do right by yourself, by God, by the children that God will give to you, and by a woman, I think you ultimately just need to sit down and picture your life. And then along the line, you find a partner that suits, it's quite difficult. You can't find a person that matches your description of the partner 100%.
True.
You can and you won't. And that's the beauty of it. The what's it called? The differences we have that our personalities bring. That is actually the flavor and beauty of love. So when you find someone that you are attracted to, that you think you want to be with, let's talk, let's communicate. Let's build what we want. I think the problem also that leads many people to infidelity is poor communication.
Okay.
Poor communication. Because if for that excuse or for that reason that you're going out, that you're stepping out, if you have a partner where you guys genuinely love yourself, your communication line is healthy and open, there's no walking on eggshells because you don't know what this person's reaction will be, and you guys are ultimately working as a thriving relationship. When you think that this is what you need and your partner is struggling with it, or they don't get you in a certain way, you should be able to talk. Is our sex getting boring? Oh, let's sit and talk about it. At least not two of us they participate in the entire thing. Oh, I'm not getting this much satisfaction. Oh, this is what you're doing that is pulling us apart. Oh, maybe your productivity level. You're putting so much weight on me, and this is driving me far from you. I need you to step up and be support. Oh, the way you're caring for yourself, it's no longer attractive to me. It just was that communication. We keep a lot of things from our partners.
Right.
That if by chance we just make a gist of, we talk about, we may be able to avoid. Women are very intuitive. Women are very futuristic. There are some relationships that some men have walked into, or some business deals that they have walked into, and their wife could have seen clearly that I don't think you should be investing in this. I don't think you should be familiar with this person. I don't think, but because we're not friends, we're not really befriending ourselves in marriage anymore. And that's because the foundation is faulty. But if you are with the person that you chose, you love, you are concerned for, then there will be communication. And then we'll be able to talk about so many things. And then we'll be able to avoid certain situations.
Okay, all right.
So you as a man, you choose. Make sure that who you're choosing can ultimately meet your needs and satisfy your wants from time to time.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that one. Now, the last question before we go, we'll be taking is, I don't know, but I think we would like to hear maybe one or two tips on how a woman can handle a man who is, who is an infidelity. A man that cheats in a relationship, who always tend to cause, the unrest. And men, I feel men take it. I think they make the mistake thinking that I want a woman that will bring peace to my home. But, a lot of elderly men have always said something. If you really want peace, you have to be peaceful to that woman. You have to make her happy. That's the only way she can actually bring peace to you. If not, I'm sorry, if you're looking for peace, I want peace. You have to be her peace. That's the only way, in return, she becomes your peace. Now, so my question is, how can a woman, lastly, you have to do this in 1 minute because of our time is up. How do you think women should handle a man who is cheating in marriage or relationship?
All right. Very important to love yourself enough to also understand that the entirety of you is not tied to a marriage or a man. So in loving yourself, in becoming self-aware, that will help you to explore the things that you need to do as it pertains and is particular to that marriage, that man that you are in. So love yourself. Know the things that you are open to tolerating. Know your boundaries. Know your limits. Know how much you want to expose yourself to the danger of this action. And then from there you can take it forward.
Okay. All right. Thank you very, very much. That was very short and apt. Thank you so much, Tolulope Omoboje. That was an amazing tip that you gave right there. And I hope all women will be able to, adhere to this. I know it's not easy. It's easier said than done, but trust me, it's something that we can actually achieve. We can do. If we take a time, we train ourselves and become better. But anyways, I'd like to appreciate you, Tolulope Omoboje, for being part of the show. It's been an amazing one with you. And of course, my team are wondering when they are going to get here for real they saw on the screen. But you heard all of that. But anyway, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the program.
I did. Thank you so much for having me then.
Thank you. All right, and that's it from Tolulope Omoboje. Of course, she is the head chef of Fruity and Juicy, and she's a woman empowerment coach. She's a speaker. She's a pharmaceutical microbiologist, and of course, she's a darling because she's always been part of the movement to educate and, of course, empower women. From all of us at Galaxy TV, we really appreciate you, and we say thank you, and to all our viewers, we also say thank you so very much for being part of the program. If you've missed this episode and you want to know how to handle a man who cheats in marriage, you can go back to our Facebook page or our YouTube page at Galaxy TV News and watch this episode all over again. Like Pastor Chris said, if you have to handle a woman, I'm now talking to the men now, we're talking to the woman. If you want to handle your woman better, don't look at her as your partner, or I don't know, look at her as your daughter, because if she errs or she does something wrong, the way you will treat your daughter, you will treat your wife. I think in that manner, you won't feel so disappointed. You won't expect too much, because why? She's your baby girl. She's not your partner. But the moment you feel she's your partner, you believe like or equal, there's this expectation, and at that point, you always have problems. And trust me, you give a woman problems, she's ready to give you times 20 of that problem. So this is just a beautiful way to keep your home healthy and, of course, loving.